So today what we're talking about is resistance. And that's a theme that's been coming up a lot in my own business with my clients. I've seen it happen in my Facebook group with some of the comments that some of the members are making. And if you're not in that Facebook group, I'm going to invite you to join. I'm just going to quickly give you a link here. That's livingforwardcommunity.com. Just go to that URL and you can you'll be able to join us. We'll approve you today if you just come in and join our group. And so what we've been doing in our Facebook group is we've been doing what I call the one thing that sucks challenge. And it's not really about everybody commiserating in misery about things that suck. What that's about is about really choosing to do the things that are uncomfortable, that we don't want to do, that we'd rather be doing anything else, but yet we know that that one activity or that one decision is what's keeping us from what we want. And so I was at an event a few months ago, and one of the speakers, and this was a billionaire, so obviously I listened closely because, success leaves clues. And if you want to have success and you want to reach your dreams, there's no need to spin your wheels and try to reinvent the wheel. Look at the people that are achieving what you want to achieve or who have surpassed what could even be your wildest dreams, and listen to them. And this particular speaker, he made the comment that you don't get successful by sitting on your duff, right? People who are successful choose to do the things they have to do, and a lot of times those things suck. So that's not really type of language that I use, but I just thought that was pretty cool. One thing that sucks, right? So we decided in my Facebook group that we were going to do one thing that sucks every day for 100 days. And we have people in there that are keeping track. They're doing the things they don't want to do. They're pushing through discomfort and they're achieving results. The whole idea is to build up resiliency so that you can create what you want to create for yourself, because it's the rewards of success are fantastic, and everybody thinks it's really easy, but getting there you have to challenge yourself. And I find that I would rather do the thing that sucks than live with a result that I don't want, because that really sucks, and that's not where we want to go with it. And so today I wanted to talk a little bit about resistance, to have you have a real honest talk with yourself on what it is you're resisting. And if you need some help with that, I've put a link. I'm not sure if it's to the right of this video, left of this video, up. I don't know how Facebook works, but there's a link there that you can click and you can answer a couple of questions so I can get to know you, and then you can get on my calendar. Make sure to watch the video because that will explain to you exactly why I need the information and what we're going to talk about on our phone call. And for those of you who are just joining us, I just wanted to remind you again, I'm Nafissa Shireen. This is Living Forward TV, and we're here to help you create those six-figure leaps in your business while keeping your personal freedom at its core. And so getting back to resistance. Now, where does resistance show up? It's really interesting because a lot of times we think, I'm not resisting. I know I need to do this, but this happened, that happened. I don't know how. All kinds of things come up for us to not take the action we need to take, or we talk ourselves out of it. I look at, obviously when I work with my clients, the reason I always say, I consult on the business and I coach the person is because, a business just does what it's supposed to do. You give it instructions, you consult, and you do step by step by step by step. Your business will grow. Your business will achieve what you need it to achieve. However, if the business owner or the entrepreneur does not take the step by step by step action, then nothing happens. It doesn't matter how good this plan or consultation is. So why don't people take action, right? Because it requires them to, have a conversation they're uncomfortable with. A lot of times it requires an investment of money. Other times it requires them maybe stepping into a personality or a version of themselves that a lot of people around them aren't going to be comfortable with. And so they're afraid of losing love, of losing affection, of leaving people behind. And all these things come up and they don't do it. Or maybe they just feel like they're not good enough, or they're worried they're going to be judged, right? And then they don't take action. I've worked with lots of clients, and people will ask me, what's the difference between clients who have results and clients who don't? Well, here's the thing. As a coach, I show up the same, and it's the same with any coach that I've hired. They all show up the same. The results are really up to me, and the results are really up to the clients. And so the ones that don't take action, and are choosing to stay stuck. And staying stuck can be a choice. I mean, if you're stuck and you choose to take action and you choose to move forward and you choose to do the things that are uncomfortable, even if it feels like you're pushing through quicksand and you're moving like a millistep at a time, as long as you keep moving forward, you're going to get there. Now, some people can move through faster because they have more resiliency. Others, it takes a bit longer. And it might feel like you're stuck. However, as long as you're taking that action and you're doing what's required, then you're choosing to move forward. However, it's those who just choose every single week, every single day to make the exact same choices that have been getting them the results they don't want that are in resistance. And there's resistance that is going to keep you from having what you want. So, I think about things like, for instance, if you know that you need to get out and meet people in your business, but you hate networking. And I'm going to be honest with you, networking's not my most favorite thing to do either. It's just such a phony environment, right? Like you got all these people stuck in a room and everybody's looking to sell something. Nobody wants to be sold to, yet you kind of got to get out and do it. I mean, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world, and I've never particularly enjoyed it. However, if I don't go out and meet people, I'm not going to have a business, right? So whether I come and meet you here virtually or I come out and meet you, I have to get out and meet people, right? And so a lot of people I talk to say, I don't do that. I don't like to do that. And my question to them is, okay, yeah, next. What are you going to do about it? There's ways to approach it that are different. I'll give you a good example for me on resistance. I have been resisting Facebook Lives for ever because the technology kind of freaked me out, right? And now I'm coming to you guys regularly. So the way I overcame that is I just made a public commitment that I'm going to do it. And so I've been coming every Tuesday and Thursday the last few weeks, and I'm going to continue doing that. But I resisted that for a really long time, and resistance showed up like a whole bunch of reasons, right? I don't understand the technology. What if people don't show up? What am I going to talk about? I already have a YouTube channel. So all of that stuff was showing up as resistance for me. So I'm asking you, what are you resisting? And the thing you have to remember too is you want to be thinking about, when you think about resistance, a lot of times people think they're moving through it, and what they're doing instead is they're taking substitute action so they don't have to move through resistance. And that's something you want to be really careful about. If you know that there's a particular action you need to take and then you take something similar or you kind of go into it half-hearted, it's still resistance, right? And so the thing you have to remember is how you show up is what shows up, right? So let's just say you're not getting the results you need in your business, and you know that to get those results, it's going to require an investment, whether that's joining a networking program, getting the mentoring you need, hiring a team member, investing in a piece of technology, and you don't do it because you're waiting until you make more money in your business, and you think you're not resisting, but that you're being practical, you're in resistance, because whatever that thing is that's going to push you through, if you're waiting for it to go away before you deal with it, you can kind of see how it's a bit of it's a circle that's just not going to come around. Or if you are, and I see this happen a lot, where an entrepreneur, they know they need coaching, they know they need mentoring because they're not getting the results they want, and yet they think that they'll just keep trying it on their own, and what they'll do is they'll watch every free webinar, they'll watch every free thing they can do, they'll take every free call that a coach or mentor or consultant offers, and they won't go forward. And so they waste other people's time, and they ultimately waste their own time, which ends up being a waste of a life. I mean, you waste somebody's time for half an hour, they're probably not going to be happy about it. But more importantly, the question I'm asking you is, well, how many half hours of your life are you wasting by grabbing all this free stuff instead of doing what you need to do, right? So just think about that and think about what it is that you're not wanting to do and where that comfort level is. And somebody said something to me the other day, and it was a really interesting comment, and I wanted to talk about this. And it was about, there was something she really wanted to do, and there was a path to go get it. And the comment was, well, that's just so much bigger than me right now. And I found that to be like a really interesting comment, because if something's bigger than you, I mean, when you're trying to move forward and you're trying to accomplish something, the things you need to do are going to be bigger than you. I mean, maybe it's a bigger stage. Maybe it's reaching out and making an offer that you've never made before, right? Because you've raised your prices. or you're marketing to a higher end clientele, all of those things, if they're what on the path to what you want to achieve, well, they're going to be bigger than you, right? So what are you going to do about it? Do you use the fact that it's bigger than you as a reason not to do it? Or do you view it as that's bigger than me and I want to get there and I want to be on the path to there, right? Our language can pull you out. And so that's one of the things I want you to be thinking about when you're thinking about resistance. Like, is it showing up in your language? Are you taking yourself out by your thoughts and by your words before it even gets to deeds, right? So, leave me a comment below and let me know if you've ever thought that something is just bigger than you. And then what do? Do you just say, okay, I can't do that, right? Do you say, I maybe next year? That's resistance, and that's keeping you from what you want. And I can think about times I've done that in my business where perhaps there's been a speaking opportunity that I have wanted to take, and I've thought, well, no, that's bigger than me. That stage is bigger than me. And maybe next year, maybe I need to just keep going on all these little stages and keep going. Well, that's the wrong thing, because if I kept going on little stages, I would stay on little stages, right? And that's resistance to taking the risk and doing what I need to do to get on the bigger stages. You know, I really want you to think that through about what's coming through for you when you think about all the reasons that you can't go for what you want. It's just showing up as resistance. And here's the thing. Until you walk through it, it's going to keep showing up. It's going to keep showing up in your life, and you're going to continue to stay stuck. And I don't want you to risk your freedom just because it's something you don't want to do, right? And I would love to invite you to join me. Again, I'm going to put the link up here for the Living Forward Facebook community. It's livingforwardcommunity.com. We're halfway through our One Thing That Sucks challenge. And what we do every day, like I said in that group, is our members will post one thing that sucks that they chose to do. So that could be like waking up at 5 a.m. I mean, that kind of sucks. I'm not a morning person, and that's the thing I'm working on, is to get up at 5 so that I can have a better start to my day. And I've been resisting it for a really long time. So that's one thing that sucks. Another thing that sucks could be making a decision that, a friend is constantly imposing on your time. And so instead of just avoiding them, you have a courageous conversation with them and you build your resiliency. And then what we're doing with this challenge is we're getting people to post it and talk about it so that we can all celebrate the moves forward. What it's not, and I've called people on it in our group, is it's not a thing to commiserate. It's not to come in there and tell everybody what sucked in your life today. And if you do that, I'm going to call you on it 100%. And if anybody in my group is watching this, you'll notice that I've done that. If somebody's made a post where they've said, you know what sucked? This and this happened today. And then there's nothing at the end of it saying, well, what they did about it instead, and what they chose to continue doing despite having this obstacle come up. And I call them on that, because you see, if you're just staying with the thing that sucks and just talking about what sucks, but not taking action in spite of it, you're in resistance, right? You're commiserating. And, maybe the choice of words might have been a little misleading, but I really like that choice of words, because those are the words that billionaire said. And so when you think of the thing that sucks, I want you to think of the thing that stretches you, so that you go, okay, you know what? This really sucks. So let's just say you dropped your iPhone and smashed it. That kind of sucks, right? But that's not what the challenge is about. It would be like, you know what? I dropped my iPhone and smashed it today. And I had sales calls to make. So what I did is I downloaded a VoIP app onto my computer, and I had to learn all this technology because it was really uncomfortable, and I made my calls anyway. That's choosing to do the thing that sucks. That's choosing to do something that is outside your comfort zone and learning a new technology. Or it could be that, you know what, it's raining. That sucks. That's not the point, right? That's staying in resistance. For me, I'm into my horsemanship. For me, it could be the one thing that sucks is it's pouring rain, but I'm committed to an outcome with my horse. So I chose to ride in that anyway. So that's what it's all about. It's about moving you through that resistance. And I'm there to support you, and I'm there to help you, and I'm there to call you on it just in case. you get stuck in what sucks. That kind of didn't come out right. But anyway, that's what. So I wanted to tell you, just hop on over to the Living Forward community, and if any of my members are in it, leave a comment below and let the people who are watching this, how you enjoy being in the group, so they know that it's a great place to be and it's a lot of fun. Anyways, I'm going to sign off for now. I will be coming back on Thursday again. I know for our friends down south in the United States, it's Thanksgiving. It's not a holiday up here in Canada. And I'm going to come to you with some morning motivation. And what we're going to be talking about on Thursday is speaking gigs. I just did a video on that a couple of weeks ago on YouTube, and I'm going to put a link to it below and you can watch that. And we've had a lot of requests come in about our how to get booked program. And I had pulled the launch this year. Like, I totally pulled the launch. It just did not fit into all the priorities that we had for our business. It's not my core business. It's just something I created to help people because it's something that I wished existed, and we've had a lot of requests for it. And I was kind of resisting, thinking, you know what, just watch the video. We'll release it next year. But we've had enough interest in the product that I decided, you know what, I'm gonna step through my own resistance, and I'm gonna open the cart briefly this weekend. And because I don't have all the overhead, right, the team, the technology, the advertising, the affiliate fees of a big launch, I'm just going to pass those savings on to you guys. So what we're going to do on Thursdays, we're going to talk about it a little bit. I'm going to take you on a back-end tour so you can see the inside of the program, and I'm going to let you know what those savings are. They are huge, so you're going to want to grab it. I wasn't going to do any Black Friday stuff because I just thought, that's just so not my brand, right? I was resisting it. But the timing this came up, the savings that I decided to pass on, it all happened. So I'm going to step through my own resistance on that too. So you'll see it on Thursday, and on Friday we'll open the cart and incredible savings. So you're going to want to see that. In the meantime, like I said, let me know below, who you are, where you're coming from, and what you might be resisting right now, and what you're afraid of when you think about taking that step and going through, right? Because whatever it is you're afraid of, I'm going to tell you this. Are you willing to let that one thing rob you of your freedom? Are you willing to let what you're afraid of rule your life? Or are you willing to push through it? If it's so big that you're terrified of pushing through it right now, then hop on over to the Living Forward community and do the One Thing That Sucks challenge so that you can do it bit by bit by bit and build that resiliency so that you can move past that big thing. Because I'm telling you, as long as you're willing to let that thing stop you, whether it's a phone call, a conversation, an investment of money, maybe moving, changing who you network with, changing what your programs are, whatever that thing is that you're not moving through, that's standing between you and your freedom. Don't let that happen. If I were you, I'd get so mad at it and work towards pushing through it so that you can get what you want. Anyways, that's it. Have a great day. I'm off to a full day of coaching calls today. And one more thing, like I said, if you want to talk to me about this and you're feeling some resistance on what you need to do to move forward in your business, there's a link there's a link in the comments or the captions to a questionnaire and a booking link on my calendar. I have a few spots every week. Grab yours. They go really quickly. I love these conversations, and I look forward to connecting with you. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.